Merv.
What the fuck?
Yo,
Nah, bro.
yo. What's up, fellas? What's up? We are back. The guys are back for tonight's podcast. The guys, I got my homie Dre, got my homie Mark, my man Stacks, and my man Merv. Fellas, what it do out there?
What's happening?
Chilling.
Yo, we got some heavy shit tonight. Some heavy shit tonight. Before we get into that, Stacks, how was your week so far, man?
Man, it's the longest fucking week ever, man. It's always, I know I'm bitching already, but man, it's the longest week ever. It's always when you got, I take the last 2 weeks of the year off every fucking year, even though I was in the military. But I thought it was Thursday all fucking day today. I got pissed off when I found out it was just fucking Wednesday. But then I remember I was going to be with my guys, so it was okay.
Word. Why you angry tonight, man? You like
Very, very.
It's the middle of the week. Shit. Yo.
Hey, what does they put the drink down?
Already started already. Look how you look at the cup. You know when you gotta look at the cup, that means you don't watch it, so you have to see it in the bottom. Yo, who does that?
What is this? What's this motherfucker measuring?
Yo, what he measuring?
Yo, why we gotta go through this every week though? Why, Merv? Why?
Every week.
Why even ask questions at
For
this
real.
point? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yo, Mark, how you doing out there, man? I think it's snowing in Philly, right?
Snowstorm, 10 inches. You know what I'm saying? Ain't too bad. I'll be able to maneuver by tomorrow. You know,
Ain't too bad. Shit.
It ain't too bad. No, see, y'all mean down south. When I say 10 inches, y'all think about
Shut
like
down.
10 feet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit, Atlanta shut down for 1 inch of snow. I've been there, y'all mean, and it happened.
Hey, bro, I
So-
told y'all, and y'all have heat strokes in 80-degree weather and don't know how to make sweet tea properly.
We
Leave us
Thanks.
alone,
we think
cuz.
humidity up here,
Thanks.
motherfucker. We
Leave us alone, cuz.
Get them off us, Dre. Get them off
Leave us
us.
alone,
Nah.
cuz.
Yo,
Nah,
Mark,
you can't talk about the heat. Y'all mean, because we get that same shit up here.
Nah,
it.
y'all really don't.
yo,
Y'all
Mark be
really
catching
don't.
Yeah, we really
diagrams.
do.
80-degree weather, man. We catching
Straight
diagrams.
up, 80 degrees, man. Please.
You might join
Windows
us.
down, system up, baby. That's all. But anyway, shit. I mean, besides
Hey,
the
Rebecca,
snowstorm,
don't do that. See, Rebecca starting off. All right.
straight up. Like I said, besides the snowstorm, everything cool. Got to see my Sixers play last night. Basketball season, you know what I mean, coming
Yes.
up. You know what I'm saying? I like, man, that ball movement is crisp as fuck. You know what I'm saying? We got shooters all in the building, so we ready to go.
Preseason.
Yep. Second
Um,
round, as usual.
Second round. Speaking
You
of
know what I mean?
speaking of not making the playoffs, so Dre, how you doing out there, man?
Say again. I didn't hear you. It was a delay.
Yo, how you doing, fam? You good out there?
Yeah. That's more like it. I'm doing pretty good. Don't worry about it.
All right. You
Well,
happy?
the Hornets will make the playoffs before the Cowboys do. How about that?
That's a fact. I'm sorry. It just is.
Man, that's a bet I probably would take.
Yo, Mark, shut your ass up. Yo, Murph, how you doing out there?
Whoa, hold on now. What did he do to you?
Yo, Murph, that's a bet I take. Yo, Murph, how you doing out there, man? Tonight is your night, Merv. How you doing out there? Man, hold on, salute the Merv first. Let's salute the Merv. Tonight is Merv night. Shit.
Oh, I don't even have a drink, man. Shit.
Thank you.
He don't look too enthused.
How you doing, Merv?
Good evening, Jack.
Merv,
Hey, so
You gonna talk?
what?
yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk just so we don't lose our viewers. Yeah. Shit, what the fuck is going on tonight?
What, nigga? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Nigga, you
good, man. You good out there?
You good? You straight?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes,
How many
we can hear
times?
you.
How many times do you want us to answer and say yes, we can hear you?
All right.
Yeah. So Sean, man, how was your week? How was your week going so far, Sean? Like, what's happening with you out there?
Man, it's been a crazy week already, man. You know, I had my VA appointment today, you know what I mean? So hopefully I can get that going, you know what I'm saying?
True.
So we'll see, man. We'll see. Today was interesting, so we'll see how that work out, man.
Salute to you for that. Hope that works out for you.
Indeed. We got some new viewers out there, yo, man. Appreciate the love out there for anyone tuning in.
Sin.
Shout out to Go TV. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to Facebook Live. 1 Mile High Radio. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody out there listening. Yo, fellas, let's go ahead and dive into some shit, man. I know we got a heavy topic for tonight. We're gonna talk about some, some relationship type of things. Merv gonna lead us down the road of that. But before we get into that, man, what y'all got in your mind, man? What's going on out there in the world, man? What y'all got in your mind for tonight? Before we get into all of that,
I got something, man. What the fuck is going on with James Harden, man? I mean, like, it seems like every day he wakes up, he want to play for a different team or something like that. He's in Houston. He was balling last night, and he looked like he'd been eating real good. By the way, I don't know if y'all seen that on SportsCenter, but he looked like he had a real good Thanksgiving.
Yeah. He's been on. So that made him look a little puffy, man.
That was all about angles. They showed another video that was taken like the day prior, and listen, that motherfucker skinny as Chris Brown, man.
But what you think about him like switching up every day? Seemed like he want to play for a different NBA team, though, Dre. What you think about that?
I don't give a fuck, man. Listen, what I don't like about it is it makes it seem as though everybody else is the problem as opposed to him. One, and then two, what happens is it looks like you running from LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Because now that's the new narrative is, oh, LeBron's in the West, so everybody want to run from the West.
East.
But nah, man, I don't really care. Everybody knows my feelings about James Harden, Chris Paul, and Russell Westbrook. I think they're all phenomenal players, but I think they're all losers. They'll never win anything in their life.
Damn.
So I don't care.
Well, I think you're just trying to get to a stacked team. That's it. I mean, they want to get to a stacked team. All these guys that are on subpar teams want to get to a team with other all-stars already there so they can have their chance to win a chip.
I don't think that's the case, though.
Yeah, but I mean, shoot, you look at what he played with. He ain't played, with no other top 5 player.
Man, stop it. So that's what we're not going to do. We're not going to sit here and give this man all the credit in the world. And then when he plays with somebody and doesn't succeed, it's a problem. At the end of the day, Chris Paul was considered to be the best point guard in the NBA when he played with James Harden. At the end of the day, Russell Westbrook was like an MVP candidate, and he was a triple double. He was a walking triple double when he joined James Harden. Then let's not act like that. Dwight Howard wasn't an all-star. Dwight Howard wasn't defensive player of the year caliber person. And he wasn't leading the league in rebounds caliber person. Like, we're going to stop disrespecting everybody that plays with James Harden just because James Harden is trash and he's not a fucking winner and he's going to bring everybody down. It is no different than when we get with LeBron. The difference is, although LeBron, his records in the finals is trash, the difference is LeBron will give you a chance to win a ring. He might bring your stats down and you might become a mediocre player, but at the end of the day, you're going to have some type of possibility of walking away with the ring.
He wants to go to a stacked team. I know what a stacked team looks like. A stacked team got 3-4 all-stars, not one. You know what I'm saying? That's what a stacked team is. And a whole bench on top of that.
My thing is, he's acting as if, like, he can say who the fuck it is he want to get traded to every day of the week. Houston owner, the management GM could say, okay, motherfucker, get your ass out there and play ball.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's what it is.
I agree with Dre, man. Like, on some real, like, Harden is a loser. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
God damn, you and Dre raw tonight, man.
He's a good individual player, great skill set, can score at will. Defense is mediocre at best. He's never won anything. He's been with KD. He's been with Westbrook. That OKC team, when he was a 6 man, that was a powerful team. You know what I mean?
But they were young, though.
They were young, but still, that was a talented team. Then you give him Chris Paul, who's arguably one of the best point guards to play the game. And he's still, granted, Chris Paul get hurt all the time, but at the end of the day, he still didn't do anything in Houston, right? So now he want out of Houston. He want to go to another squad. They're saying he want to go and play for the Nets. I think if James Harden go to the Nets, they don't win with James Harden. Honestly, they don't need James Harden. They don't need James Harden scoring. They can get that from KD, Kyrie, and the good supporting cast that they have there. James Harden can go there to me and mess up the entire chemistry. So I'm with Dre on that. I think that you got someone like James Harden, someone like Russell Westbrook. They haven't won anything for a reason. They're stat stuffers with nothing to show for it.
Well, I'm like, man, I'm like, I don't want him here. You know, I'm gonna say like that. Now we gotta give up Ben. Forget that. I just like, man, you know, we done build a whole team. You know, now we got all full clips on the team. Everybody can shoot. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody can shoot.
Yeah. Well, except him. But I'm just saying, except him. But I'm just saying, like everybody else can shoot. So
okay, I'll take that.
You know, all right. I mean, but I'm just like, yo, we had the worst coach in the league last year and for the last few years. So I'm just like, yo, we actually got a coach to actually been, for the playoffs.
And now y'all got the best coach in the league,
no,
right?
we don't have the best. I'm just saying.
Even though 3 months ago he was trash and overrated and needed to be fired.
Motherfucker never made it to the West.
Nah. That's what you're not going to do, yo. When I say, yo, we had the worst coach in the league, I mean, is he a head coach on any other team? Oh, I that's what I thought. When I say we had the worst coach in the league, we had the worst head coach in national basketball. You know what I mean?
Mark, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this honestly. What the fuck has Doc Rivers done since he won that title in Boston? What? I'm waiting. I'll wait.
Wait a minute. You know what I'm waiting for? Who is Brett? What has Brett Brown done? He's trash.
Brett Brown.
No, he's trash. And that's why our offense look like trash. Because
let's move on to Doc.
You know what I'm saying?
What's he done?
Now we got an actual coach. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, who understands how to move this team around.
If you say so, shit.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, y'all should have watched the game last night. The floor spacing was great.
If you say so.
I mean, there ain't no say so. I mean, you look.
Wait, we bigging up preseason now?
No, but when
we bigging up preseason?
No, you got to just look at how the game is played.
Hey man, let's move on from Philly sports, man. Let's move on from Philly sports, man.
Yo, some real sucker shit, yo.
For real. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Let's move on from Philly sports, yo.
Man, fuck out of here.
No more Philly sports.
I mean, when we bust y'all ass, I mean, there ain't gonna be too much talking. You know what I'm saying?
Mark, you talking about you clearly talking about the Hornets.
Mark, he clearly talking about
that anyway. We do that anyway. That's easy.
Yo, Mark, we got new viewers, man. We family, man. Don't do that, man. Shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Call the dogs off of us, man. Yo, Mark got yo, Mark.
Because we got. So now they got an MVP candidate. Oh, never mind. Let me stop.
Let's move on.
Let's go. What's next, man?
Let's move the fuck on.
Yeah, and Jalen Hurts is the MVP. Yo, chill out. Check
now, who the fuck said that? You know what I'm saying? Yo, Mark, that's what I'm talking about.
Mark,
that's what I'm talking about. That bullshit. Mark, I ain't say nothing about that ball.
All right, Mark, we family,
he
man.
He still got to play. You know what I mean? I ain't say nothing about him.
Real talk, but Jalen Hurts, he did throw for 167 yards, though. That shit is crazy. Yo, shout out to Danny.
Your quarterback again? I don't even know.
Yo, we'll get off of that for you, Mark. So we saw some versus battles got canceled. We glad that Shanti and old girl got canceled.
You
speaking for all of us now? You
is it canceled or postponed? I don't know what it is.
Yes, postponed. So Merv was pissed about that. So my apologies, Merv. So now they're talking about they got the Bay Area versus coming up with E40 and Too Short. Are y'all ready for that? Anybody excited for that?
This is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it is gonna be good for hip hop, maybe even hip hop heads. The only reason I'm hesitant to say that it's going to be good for hip hop heads is because I'm a hip hop head, but E40 is really not, he's not it. He's not that guy. I understand it. I understand bringing those two together. I understand trying to corner that Bay Area market. It's only for one night. It's not like you're going to lose anything by bringing them two on and having them do their thing. So I understand it all. But yeah, for me, I'm not really trying to hear no E40 and no Too Short. I listen Too Short all day.
All day long, baby.
Cocktails, getting it, you know what I'm saying? The ghetto. I fucks with Too Short the long way, so I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? But I can't deal with no Too Short and no damn E40. You know what I mean?
Hey, yo, Dre, does E40 even have 20 though?
I think E40 does. I think he does have 20.
Definitely.
Hits?
But the 20 is not necessarily national hits, but he
Gotcha.
definitely has 20 that
Yes.
even you would listen to. You would be like, oh damn, I forgot he got this or he got that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he can't go and like sprinkle me. Like nobody wants to hear sprinkle me, but like it's really not that. You know what I'm saying? Like
I mean,
I'm just not with it.
It's a regional thing, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I think if we grew up in the Bay, we might think differently about him. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm quite sure where everybody grew up is some guy yummy from there that you like, yo, man, he all right. And then to everybody else who outside of that situation, like, nah, I mean, for nobody's feeling them except your area. You know, so I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get why they had to do it. You know, I think this is more based on E40 and his reputation. You know what I'm saying? As
Facts.
handling situations, making sure people good when they come to the Bay.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Just what he's done behind the scenes, in hip hop.
Right.
I think it's just to be like so credited. So I think that's why he gets the platform. It's really it's not really based on the records. It's based on everything else. And I mean, in all them other areas, he's a legend. So I give him that. I'm just like, but musically, I mean, do I personally want to hear it? No. But if I was from the Bay, I probably would think different.
Facts. Yo, I was in Vallejo, man, one time before, and I remember they were playing that hypey stuff, man, and they go crazy off of that. I'm not going front. Even when I was in San Fran, I was in San Fran for like 2 days, getting ready to get over to Japan, man. I remember we went to a club my first night when we touched down, and man, it was bananas in it. They play E40 stuff like he's the king over there. And to Mark's point, I think E40 being an OG, you know what I mean? Like, you guys heard the story about E40 about to get Biggie clipped, I think it was in Oakland. Biggie was out there not knowing that E40 gets it in because he was dissing E40 for the joint, not realizing Mr. Sprinkle Me, man, will ask you to get your clip out there. And ever since then, man, you have to move carefully. And he was, to Mark's point, he actually like hold the keys to the Bay Area. And you got Too Short, who is an OG, of course. It's good for them. It's good for the Bay Area, man, in my opinion.
Yeah. And that's what I say, man. It's just one of them things where they gotta kind of tap the market and make sure they do something for everything, for everybody. When you're talking about that Bay Area, like you said, he gets a lot of love in the Bay Area. The hyphy movement is real big. Mac Dre is super superly revered in what's up?
Yo, Alamina said ain't nobody showing up for that John. She gotta be from Philly.
Yeah, I saw that. She's
absolutely
she's definitely from Philly. She's definitely from Philly. She's Mark Cousins. Mark Cousins.
Oh man, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
And but nah, so you got like Mac Dre, you know what I'm saying?
Mac Dre,
YG, all those guys in the Bay Area, they really hone their own style, and they don't care about what anybody else is wanting to listen to or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, and you think of the movements that came out, the hyphy movement, jerk movement. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot, so all those guys all look up to these guys, E40, Too Short, Pac Div, Audio Push, New Boys, Tiger, all those guys, man. You know what I mean? They all kind of, look up to these guys. So, I mean, I understand
we got you.
From their point. You know what I'm saying? It is a battle, I'll probably watch it for the entertainment, but it's not like a battle. I'm just like, I gotta see this shit.
I have a question. I got a question though. So we have a lot of folks that are tuned in, and so I guess Jackson is tuned in for the same reason. So we got a lot of folks that's tuned in. It seems like they tuned in for one thing. So I was just asking, would you all mind? It's up to y'all. Do y'all want to just pivot and just go on into tonight's topic?
Merv can't wait. You see how he's
take it away, man. Yeah.
Hey, Merv,
take another swig, though.
Merv, do not shimmy. We don't need that shit tonight, man. You don't gotta do all that. You ain't gotta do all that.
Okay.
Listen. So
hey, Merv look like he got some juice in his beard and everything. Like I really feel like I feel like people are looking at this because Merv might be shooting his shot in the in the dialogue. So motherfuckers is waiting to be like, all right, he talking about me. They're gonna hit him with that Jamaican wine joint.
Listen,
yo, he's speaking.
Listen, man.
Yo, but real talk, like for everybody out there waiting for the topic to pop off, you know, we the guys, we do have a main theme topic that we get into, but we like to rev it up a little bit. We like to get our stuff together, you know, kind of get the juices flowing so we can get into the main topic. But since everybody's here for that, we're going to
Facts, Rebecca, always.
Jump into it.
Oh my God, Rebecca's supposed to have a fucking team.
He's an opportunist.
You know what I'm saying?
Always have.
Go ahead, Merv.
Merv Mark always have a different agenda. So yeah. So Merv, you would have won.
What is going on, man?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yo, Merv. So Merv, you were the one who came up with this topic for several reasons. You and I talked behind the scenes for several months about this topic. This is a very unique topic because, you know, of course, 5 guys out here. We're talking about it from our perspective. We got a lot of ladies in the chat as well. So Merv, I'm gonna flip it over to you, man. I want you to kind of get us talking on this. Dre, let's give Merv the spotlight, man. Let him start, you know, talking his shit.
But hold up before you give me that spotlight. You know, I don't mind the fucking spotlight, but hold up before you give me that
motherfucking spotlight.
What? Yeah, all right. So now, hey, ladies and everybody that's watching, we need comments. So when we start talking about this shit, give us comments so we can answer questions and we go back and forth. And Dre, if a lady want to come on and speak personally, can they?
Yes.
Right, so
of course. Of course.
Hey.
I'm assuming all of these ladies know you, so just send them the link.
Wow.
And when they go backstage, I'll bring them on.
Yeah.
Nah. No, I'm not going to send them link.
So be clear. If anybody out there want to hop on, we don't care what your hair look like, what your makeup look like. If you want to hop on and you want to spar one of these guys on this topic,
I'm gonna clown. So
please do. We'll bring you on and we can go from there. Merv got his shirt buttoned down to the chest, as you can see. So
taco meat.
So he's ready.
No, don't do that.
Okay, yeah. Merv already. Merv, you ready?
So, hey, hold up. I'm gonna play something. Let me know if y'all. I'm gonna play something. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Yo, Dre, give him the spotlight.
Man,
we ain't gonna be able to hear that shit.
We ain't going to hear it, all right, Merv. Just get into it, baby.
I'm not pressure.
Nah, I can't hear it.
Can't hear it, Merv.
It's not gonna work.
We can barely
Merv, cut that.
Can you hear that?
We can't hear.
No,
Merv.
we can't. Just go ahead and talk, bro.
Like
Don't worry about it.
All right. No. All right. Cool. So there's a video that I was going to play. The caption of that video is "Pressured into marriage only to be denied sex." I'm going to repeat: pressured into marriage only to be denied sex. Is a husband and wife that's talking with one another. The husband is talking to her about how she said she wanted to be married. She wanted to be a monogamous relationship. And he is going back and forth saying, so you want to be married. I didn't say you forced me to be married, but you put the pressure on, telling me you want to be married. Hey, Jackson, I have a note. Don't do that. You don't do that. I saw that little comment. So the husband is saying, you didn't force me, but you put pressure on saying you want to be married and we want to be monogamous. So he gives his wife what he wants just to be told no on the regular when it comes to having sex. So he's asking her, you don't want me to have sex with anybody else, right? And she said, no, of course not. And then he said, but at the same time, you don't want to give me any sex. So there's a disconnect right here. So we need to come with some kind of conclusion. That anybody that wants to see the video is a 5-minute video. Put in the comments, and I will send you that video so you can see it yourself. So this is the topic. The higher the commitment and seriousness of the relationship, it seems like the sex drive decreases. So I have a story. I have a couple of stories. The first story, when I was single, always single. I'm single now, but my previous day, right after college, we had one of our homeboys that was married early. He was like the first one in the crew married. Then we went out, all the fellas went out, and we were drinking. It was about 10 o'clock. We went to drop them off. I'm like, yeah, I guess you about to go and get some ass tonight, huh? That nigga turned around and look at me and talking about, nigga, I'm married. I ain't about to get no ass. I'm about to go in here. She ain't gonna let me touch her. I'm going to sleep. And I was like, nigga, how the fuck is that? You married. You got in-house ass. How the fuck you not getting ass and you married, got a wife, you got in-house ass? And it was like, yo, that's how it is. And I was flabbergasted. I was like, yeah, that motherfucker must be telling me something. That shit just don't make any damn sense. So I'm still, I couldn't understand what the fuck he was talking about. I had a couple other guys getting married. I got some family members that got married. So talking to them, everybody have the same common story. It's like, after you get married, or after you get in a serious relationship, it doesn't have to be marriage, a serious relationship, the sex decreases. It seems like the peak of sex between a man and a woman is when you're casually dating. When you're casually dating, we have sex about 3 or 4 times a week. 3 or 4 times a week. Get a serious relationship, probably go down to twice a week. Get engaged, go down to once a week. Get married, then it should become a schedule like a fucking job. The last serious relationship I was in, long time ago, it got to a point where probably twice a month, like on a schedule, it was like 6 a.m. every other Saturday. So that's why I brought this topic up, because I sent this to a lot of females so we get some engagement. Now, everybody's probably saying, "Oh, you just going off hearsay, et cetera, et cetera." Dre, drop the picture of the word, of the commentary, not the stats, just the commentary. All right, so there was an actual study, and it says more than half of participants said they started to see a decline in the amount of sex they had after 6 months into their relationship, and it might be normal. All right, Dre, you can go ahead and take that off. All right, now bring the rest of the guys on, so we go ahead and start this open discussion. I just set the foundation. Now, am I the only person that has had these stories or heard these kind of stories?
Yeah, Merv, I actually have a story. When my first marriage, everything was all good, and this is going to speak to your point. Everything was all good when we was dating. I mean, like fucking like rabbits, pretty much. You know, courtship was good, and it seems as though after we got, married, we got matter of fact, she got pregnant before we already decided to get married, but she got pregnant, and after she had my son, who he'll be 21 in 2 days. I just want to put that out there. It seemed like the sex just stopped. It was like, don't touch me, things of that nature. Now my dumb ass got married at 19, which was stupid in the first fucking place. And that's that time you trying to fuck everything to move. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I mean, we married, you my wife or whatever. I mean, you used to say the shit didn't last, but there's some truth, and I'm not gonna be the one to generalize shit, but there's some truth from my personal experience that there's some truth to what you was putting out. didn't work out in her favor at all, though.
All right. Somebody made a comment said I can't speak on it because I've never been married. So that's why I said is that the last picture that was put up said sex declined 6 months into the relationship. So this is not only about married couples. This is talking about when you just casually listen. You meet a guy January, all right. By May, y'all get a little bit more serious. By November, y'all in a serious relationship. So based off of studies, that January to July, that's the most pussy you're gonna get from her.
I think that's normal, and that's not just the woman. I think that's normal for the men too. Like when you first getting to know and you first getting up in them guts, it's like every night. You know what I'm saying? But obviously you can't keep that up every night. For the rest of your life. So it just it becomes a little bit sporadic over the time. Now the problem is when you're getting told no. I think that's probably what you were trying to hint at when you came up with the topic. When you're being told no, when you're being denied sex,
right?
And that is an issue, but I think it's an issue that will never change because women don't view sex as something that's I'm not gonna say enjoyable because obviously they enjoy it, but it's not something that they need. It's not something that they have to have. You know what I'm saying? Where a man, we need that shit. And so that's why you have the issues that you have. Women fuck majority of the time. Let me put that disclaimer out. Majority of the time, women fuck for love. Where a man fuck just because he want to get his nut off. You know what I'm saying?
I disagree.
But Dre,
I said majority of the time. I'm just saying majority of the time, women are fucking for love. Women aren't fucking just because, I want to get a nut. They're fucking because, hey, I love you. I want to be with you. I see something in you. I see some type of potential in you. Whatever the case may be. That is majority of the time. There are cases where women just want to get it in and go about their business. There are those cases, but it's far and few in between when you compare it to the other side, talking about a woman. Whereas a man, he just want to get it off. He want to move. You know what I'm saying? That's why men cheat. Men cheat because it's not anything that a woman can do to stop that man if that's what that man is on. A man is going to cheat because a man see her. He sees Shorty got a fat ass. I just want to see what that ass feel like. She look good. Like that's all it be. And you couple that with the fact that women always have to have, they got to have some type of mental connection, especially when you're in a relationship. So you come home and you ain't do the dishes like you were supposed to. It was your night to do the dishes and you didn't do the dishes. She pissed off. She fed up. She going upstairs. She going to put her bonnet on and she going to put on her granny panties and she going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Where as a man, he ain't looking at it like that because he's just trying to get a nut.
But I think that's where a lot of the problems come into play because when you get into that relationship in the beginning, right? Like Eddie Murphy said on Coming to America, I want a woman that can arouse my intellect as well as my loins. You know what I mean? When you get into that initial relationship, put a spotlight on me, Dre. I'm about to kick some real knowledge for y'all, man.
Oh my God, here we go.
And help y'all out a little bit. But when you get into that initial relationship, and if it's based solely off of the feeling of sex, and it's based solely off the feeling of emotional sex, and there's nothing else to it, what happens on those days when the sex is not great? When it be consecutive days when the sex is not the greatest, and you put yourself in that situation where the relationship starts dissolving because you guys don't have not just an emotional connection, but you don't have like a mental connection as well. The biggest thing that I've seen, that I've heard, talking to a lot of my my younger junior Marines, a lot of times when their relationships fail or marriages fail was because either they got deployed and that woman went out on someone else while they were deployed, right? You guys heard the story. You know how it works, right? Stacks, you probably seen your soldiers cry all the time. And
I got some stories.
If there is no an intimacy in a relationship, is not just about, to me, it's not really just about the sex. It's really about the intimacy in the interpersonal skills with each other, right? It has to be some kind of emotional connection because a lot of times, like Merv was mentioning earlier, like these guys said they're married, right? And now they're married. Now the sex done slowed down. So is that really happening? Or are you doing something different? Or you look, I'm very rigid. I admit that I'm very rigid. I have a hard time showing great emotion. I'm be honest, hard time showing great emotion. However, it's just certain things that I know that will make my whiz tick. I know there's some things I might wear, a smell that I may have that make her kind of like, yo, I want to get it in. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that attracted that person to each other, the people to each other, so they can honestly know that when they smell that scent of you or something that they do, a quirk that they do, it makes you feel connected. And a lot of times, to Murray's point earlier, a lot of times when people get into that marriage, they're automatically blocking out the fact that you're married. You can still have fun. You can still every now and then, do a little something weird, little freaky thing that got you with that person in the first place. And when they get married, it's like, okay, I got to be a lane right now because now kids are involved. You got to be careful because the kids are running around the house, all of that crazy stuff that's going on. And you got to be really, I'm very emotionally attached to my sneakers, absolutely. But, like, I'm actually like turned on.
I don't even know why you asked that.
As I'm watching myself, I see the sneakers in the back. I'm turned on right now. She better get ready. But but the thing about it is, I think that a lot of my Marines that I saw that go through like struggles in a relationship, it really came down to the way they met that female, they met that wife, or they met that spouse. They met them in an emotional state, in a lot of a situation where it was all about the sex. And when the sex slowed down, it may slow down from going from 5 days a week to 3 days a week. They thought that was a big drastic change, and it really wasn't a change. It was just an evolution of their relationship. So you got to be careful with that.
Man,
I don't think sex ruins a relationship.
Shit.
The problem is, no, hear me out. Let me finish.
Shit.
The thing is, what ruins the relationship is what you're missing at that moment. So if you're not getting no ass at that moment, it's a big deal. But the moment that she start giving you ass like you want, and then it's something else that's come into play, like it might be the communication. You might not be communicating with her or whatever the case may be, and that's going to be ruined because the communication is not there. Or if you are on your phone all the time and she's having trust issues with it because you're always on your phone, that's what's going to be the problem at that time. It's just that when it comes to sex is magnified because sex is the end result of all of those other things.
Right.
So when she mad about this or she mad about that, she mad about this, she mad about that, it's going to lead to her not wanting to have sex. And then that's when sex becomes the issue and sex becomes the problem. Right. But sex is really, but it's only because that is what you're missing at that moment.
So Drake, so let me respond. So Drake,
go ahead.
That's a great motherfucking point. You articulated that shit very well. But here's the thing, right? Everything as you just said, if y'all are not married, engaged, or like in a 2 year or 16-month investor relationship, let's say the first 2 years, that same shit happened, but y'all are still boyfriend, girlfriend, or casual dating. Y'all ain't talking about no marriage, y'all ain't talking about no long-term commitment. Those same issues that came up, like y'all, she's mad at you, y'all mad at one another. That don't even being mad, it still don't stop me from having. It still don't stop the intimacy, or the sex. You know what I'm saying? So the issue is, like, I feel like females get into a relationship expecting the nigga to change, and when the nigga don't change, they close their legs up as punishment to try to affect the nigga when it backfires on them.
That usually backfires.
Man, shoot, I'm gonna tell you like this though, right? Like sometimes, like a guy could get in a situation, with a female, vice versa, or whatever, and it's like, like they might still think each other dope, but they have demanded schedules or whatever. I'm like, this happened with like my ex from 3 exes ago, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, she got a new job, got this high level promotion and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then I got a promotion at my job, so I'm like, and we work different shifts, so we like, damn, you know what I'm saying? We don't really get to see each other like that. And this went on for like a month. I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, we wasn't really doing it like, like a day, like we was doing it before. So What I just started doing was just rolling up to the gig, like, yo, we gonna wham right in the car real quick. Like, that's exactly what I did. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just like, look, and she felt the same way. She was just like, look, yo, we work different shifts, but when you off, you know what I'm saying, and I'm on, boom, you know what I mean, in the break, yo, let's wham real quick. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we had to keep that sex rolling, you know, because I mean, we both enjoyed each other, we both liked it, you know what I'm saying? So we had to keep that shit rolling. I mean, we ended on other shit, but it definitely wasn't the sex because we was finding a way to make that part work. The other shit just fell apart. That's all.
Word.
Yeah.
So
Real quick. But what? And I'm not gonna like I said, I don't want to generalize. So when I'm talking women, I don't want to say all women. Women have to stop using sex as a weapon, and the reason I'm saying that is simply because you're not always going to get your man to do exactly what you want him to do based on sex. Most relationships simply once the dude catch on to that, you know, because they always, well, Chris Rock said it, a man is as faithful as his options. So if you depriving them of sex because you mad or because you know what, I'm gonna see if he act right, see if he buy me this right here. If you ain't fucking somebody else always will, I'm gonna just keep it 100 and say that. So sex as a weapon always is problematic to me, and it always becomes an issue.
All right, I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna speak on behalf of the women. They don't use sex as a weapon, and that's the thing that we have to realize. Women don't use sex as a.
Let me
finish. All right, go ahead.
So I got homegirls, right? That's in a relationship, and they done told me out their mouth that, yeah, I'm gonna sit with him right now. I ain't give him nothing, no sex until he act right or he changed according to what I either want him to do or what I'm upset about.
Yeah.
So can I explain it though? Let me explain it though. So women she's not using it as a weapon. The problem is intimacy for women is not just take off my clothes, give me some meat, and let me get off, and then we good. They're not us. So we have to look at it from their standpoint. A woman, she has to be involved and she has to be invested in her head in order for her juices to begin to flow. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter how big you is, how good you can smack on it down there, whatever the case may be. If she's in her mind not feeling it, it's not going to be worth anything. Whereas a man, we can go and hey, Shawty just done piss me off. She just done goddamn wrecked the Beamer. I ain't worried about that. I'm finna smash real quick and get all my frustration off on her. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference, and we have to realize that is the difference. Now, that doesn't make it right, and that goes back to what I was saying earlier. This is why men cheat, and this is why men are hurt more when a woman cheats. Because when a woman cheats, it's always something else involved aside from her private part.
Yeah, it's a connection between her and that guy when they cheat, and there's emotional connection in some form of fashion. So let me respond to you, Dre. I'll have some dialogue. So based off what you just said, everything you said, I agree with it, right? So personal experience. I was in a relationship with somebody when we were just casually dating. All right. Everybody that know me, I'm consistent. I'm the same way. 2 years, 3 years, I'm consistent, right? So, and another thing, when I'm dealing with a female, I reciprocate the same energy that they gave me. So when we first started kicking it, it wasn't really no affection or no touchy feely kind of shit, right? But her juices flowed very well. Okay. Then we got into a serious relationship, and Zia was like, no. I started hearing the word no. I'm like, yo, what's going on? She was like, yo, you're not being affectionate enough for me to get me in the mood. Now that's a valid statement. So my question was, well, I'm the same way now I was 14 months ago. Same amount of affection. If you got wet then, and you was ready then, 14 months ago, what's the difference between 14 months ago and now? Why this is after we started talking about more of a commitment, serious relationship. Then all of a sudden her juices, she needed all this extra stuff.
Because there's growth. There's supposed to be growth. So now that you're building a relationship, you're supposed to have a different level of intimacy. So with a different level of intimacy, that means it's not just, hey, let's go, you know what I'm saying? Let's run to the movies real quick, come back home, get it in, or whatever the case may be. Right. So at that point, you have to show some type of growth in the relationship and show that, hey, I am all about you. I do want you. And to show that, you have to have some type of touchy, feely, if that's what she desires. You know what I'm saying? If
Dre,
that's what she needs for her.
So with that being said, so I'm only talking about as far as like the affectionate, touchy, feely part, right? Yeah. But there was growth in other areas because we was growing as far as like stability and finances, stability and jobs. We was going on vacations. We was doing other stuff. Only thing that she said was I wasn't being affectionate enough. But there was growth in every other area.
But you're missing the point because she's telling you right then and there, this is what I need in order to move on. This is what I need in order. If you go read the 5 love languages, it'll tell you what we think is great is not what our partner thinks to be great. Right. We have to cater to whatever it is that our partner wants us to cater to them for.
Right. So in other words, women. So this is what I was told by somebody. All right. So I spoke with a lot of other people because I didn't want to just speak from my experience. So I would say 2 things. Somebody told me one time that women get in a relationship with guys expecting them to change. Men get in a relationship with women expecting them to stay the same. And that's where the disconnect comes into, that starts the separation process, that starts the issues, that starts at like anthill and grows into a mountain.
But I think in a lot of cases like that, you got to teach each other how to love each other, right? So what I mean by that, you don't have to go to her and say, teach me how to love you. You got to do it with different actions, different ways, and different gestures. If I'm asking my Wiz to teach me how to love her, I may say that in a way without verbally saying it. I'm saying it with just my actions. I want you to teach me what levels of love you need from me as we continue to grow as a couple. Because I want to do the same thing. Like if you know my moods and you know me and we are growing together, I'm gonna teach you how to love me through different actions. You may do something that may get under my skin. I'm gonna teach you like, yo, that got me right there. Or vice versa. It's gonna be a situation where I'm going to communicate to you how I want you to arouse me, and I want you to do the same thing. There's certain moments that you have in your relationship that you all can come back to the center of, whether that's a song, whether that's a moment that you can always go back to. I was in my Wiz, I said, when we went to that Nas concert, the first Nas concert in Myrtle Beach, that holds a near and dear part of my heart because we had fun that night. You know, we saw the greatest MC of all time rap. We went back and we had fun. You know what I mean?
Bullshit. Excuse me.
But I'm just
wait. I got a question. So how the hell are we talking about intimacy in a relationship?
And he brings Nas.
And we bring Nas into that.
Every time we
like how?
You just setting the scene, right? You just setting the scene, right?
I'm setting the scene. I'm giving an example.
But it had to be Nas. Like it was nothing.
That was
else?
the scene. I mean, shit.
Like I really feel like I feel like Nas is on your get busy playlist.
Facts.
Like
you owe me. You owe me. Yo, for real, when
that's terrible. That's terrible.
Hey, Trey, he be fucking the one mic Uchi Wally.
Because when the beat kicked in, that beat can't just
listen.
Yo, but real talk, like, but listen.
And when the power of the word come on, it's over.
Chill out, man. But listen. I love music. So there's music put me in a period of time, right? So as the relationship grows, there's certain things I can go back to. Say, yo, remember we was listening to this song when we was doing this or doing that, and it may not have been anything dealing with sex. It could have been an intimate moment. It could have been an intimate conversation that we just had. So what I'm saying is, you have to teach each other how to love as your relationship grow, because at some point, having sex will pretty much, it can get to a point where you with the same person all the time, you're having sex, and it becomes a redundant situation if you're not growing in sex. I'm not talking about having
you gotta fight
sex.
This shit up, man. You gotta fight this shit
That's
up.
what I'm saying. Like Mark, only thing Mark is doing is submission. That's it. He's not giving back shots. He's going,
you know what I'm saying?
On top of me.
Yo, we ain't even gonna go into that conversation. That's a conversation, y'all mean.
Hey, so for the new folks out there, what y'all don't know is Mark likes a chick that's gonna sell dope, stab him, and go to jail and tell the judge, "Yeah, I did it. Fuck you."
CDV type shit.
Nah, but I'm gonna tell you, right? Like, here's the thing, you know, like all the shit with the relationships, I didn't really learn that shit till later. Like, you know, when I first starting in a relationship or whatever, the only thing, a woman, you know, that particular woman required of me is she wanted me to get out the street. That was it. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, I might could do that. You know what I'm saying? That was it. Just, leave them streets alone, right? So I'm like, all right. And then we would just kick it. You know what I'm saying? But she liked all the same shit I like, you know? You know what I mean?
Wait, I gotta cut you off. So I think when I said you like chicks that's gonna sell dope and stab you and go tell the judge, "Fuck you," yeah, I did it. Alima was like, "Yo, call me right now." Like, I think she went to the guy's inbox and left her number for you and everything. And she already said Joan too, so we know she in Philly. She in North Philly, kicking it with Meek Mill and shit. Oh man, we just made the guys made a love connection tonight.
Hey, be careful, Mark. She wild. That's the homie.
I'm trying to tell you, tell her to be careful because Mark is wild. Remember, Mark. Mark is.
Listen, I'm telling you, but like what you were saying, Sean, like as you grow, in a relationship. So with my last, my ex, you know what I'm saying, who I still deal with on and off, you know what I'm saying, but I was just like, she helped me grow, to be a better person, and that sex, grew too. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just, man, just let me ram it in that motherfucker real quick. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that. It was just like, for it's like a time. You know what I'm saying? Nah. You know what I mean? Because I'm just saying, when you deal with somebody and you got love for her, you want to take your time with it. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't doing that at first. I'm just like, listen, I'm gonna just slam this shit. You know what I mean? For real. And then I'm gonna slam that shit in and then we out. Right? So, you know what I'm saying? But when you deal with somebody, I'm like, you really just dealing with her. It ain't like her and other Jones. You know what I mean? Then it's just like, she'll teach you like what she likes. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And then you kind of work together. So that's different. You know what I'm saying?
Mark. Like, you say ram? Like, nigga. Like,
he say ram it up in there real quick.
Mark on his bun shit from Belly, man. He act like DMX from Belly around this motherfucker, man.
Mark is crazy, man.
Hey, Mark, that's why she told you no. It had nothing to do with committed relationship. You was being too rough, nigga.
Hey, man. Nah, I'm just saying we kind of was alike. So, that shit worked. I mean, now it's like other chicks, like, man, you meet them and then they on some other shit from the beginning. You just drop her off, man. Like, no, she ain't gonna work. I already know. You know what I mean? I drop it off before I even get the yams from her. Like, no, she ain't gonna work for me. I'm good on that.
Mark is crazy, man.
Hey,
right, we can't.
So I talked to another female about the same topic, right? And
did she tell you to put your dang on hat back on though? Because I'm pretty sure you ain't talk to her without no hat, nigga.
Who you talking about, man? Who you talking to, nigga?
My bad.
I look like Idris.
Nah, you look like your motherfucking daddy, nigga. You like Tennessee, you look just like your motherfucking daddy, boy.
I look like from where they from? Britain? I look like I got an accent.
You do have an accent. It's the best of the cat.
It's the best of the cat. Oh shit.
Yo, listen though. So check it, right? This came from a female that I talked to about the same topic today, because I sent her the topic of discussion for the podcast. And she said that she feels like the reason why women get into a serious relationship. Hey Rebecca, do you know my daddy? If you don't know, you don't even know my daddy. You don't know what he looks like.
Chill. Leave my cousin alone, bro.
Yo, Alima don't know which one. She don't know if she want Mark or Merv. Like, what's happening, Alima? You got to make a choice. What you not finna do? What you not finna do? Hold on. Nah, what you not about to do, Alima, is come up here and break up the guys. Anytime some shit goes downhill, it's always because of a woman.
Always a woman.
Dre, stop! Don't do that, because she might be in a certain lifestyle. So that's the code.
Okay, we just went way left. My bad. Go ahead, Merv.
This shit just went left, man.
Whoa.
Yo, Merv got bedrooms out.
Listen, at the end of the day, I think what needs to happen is we both need to understand each other. We need to understand women.
Hold on, my bad. So I spoke with a female, and I'm paraphrasing what a female told me today. She said that in her opinion, that females get into a serious relationship, they get engaged, they get married, and the reason why she think they stop having sex is because they get complacent and they got you now. Like, once you get married, you just can't leave. You just can't say I'm out, because either they can take half from you. If you're married long enough, it's alimony. You got child support. So once you get married, you just can't walk. And I'm quoting a female, Dre. So I don't know why you're looking like that. This is not coming from me. I'm quoting a female, but it's anonymous. I can't call her name. She says she feels like females get in that situation and they feel like, I got this nigga now. Like, when we were just casually dating, and anytime you could go fuck anybody with no penalty, but now we married, we engaged, I got him, so I don't have to do all that shit that was pleasing him before.
That's problematic.
So again, I'm gonna go back to what I've been saying the entire time. It's not that they feel like, oh, I got the motherfucker. It's just that things change. There has to be some evidence. Just listen to me, goddammit. I listen to you. Shut the fuck up and let me talk. No, I'm not trying to solicit shit. I'm good. But what I'm saying is, we have to understand that we are in it for sex. No matter what's going on, no matter what the problem is, we want some ass. A woman is not the same thing. Like, if she got a problem, like right now, if me and my old lady, we got an argument, I'm going to fuss and fight with her. But at the end of the day, I still want you to come here. I still want you to get in this bed butt ass naked. I still want you to open up your legs. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if she got an attitude, she going to be like, nah, nigga, I'm going to put on these flannel pajamas and we going to rock out like that. At the end of the day, it's all about mental when it comes to a woman. Like, we have to appease their mentals, because if it doesn't happen, it's not going to happen for us. And that is the problem. We have different wants. We want sex because we want to bust a nut, like plain and simple. But when a woman gets into a relationship, that's not her number one thing. Her number one thing is not to bust a nut.
But is that not sex as a weapon? Because the key word is reciprocation, man. I mean, I know woman got the pussy, there's the gender consent and all that shit, but it takes to reciprocate in order for all that to work. Now you got factors once you get into a relationship where you got scheduling issues. Once you get in a relationship and your schedules clash and stuff like that, the sex could slow down and things of that nature. But I don't think that one gender should hold the upper hand on that. If you're feeling each other, a woman should never be in a position where I'ma just hold this stuff. You ain't really feeling them that much if you're willing to hold the sex back from them, in my opinion.
See, that's why I don't like that opposites attract shit. You know what I'm saying? This is exactly why I don't fuck with that. I'm like, yo, fuck with a chick who on the same shit as you. You know what I'm saying? She cool.
Don't laugh, Sean.
My man.
Yo, I'm being serious. Like, look, even if she look good or whatever, right?
She's gonna be some domestic violence tonight, Sean.
No, real talk, man.
Nah, we ain't talking about you, Mark. Sean, I know what I'm talking about.
Listen what I'm saying, though,
talking about. I just saw them comment.
Even if it's just like, yo, like she on, some opposite shit of what you is. I'm like, yo, only thing right there, you already know, like, yo, man, I might have to just get it in and give it back to the streets. Like, you already on that type time. You know what I mean? Shoot, get somebody, who kind of on the same wave as you. Cause I'm like, if she on the same wave as you, everything cool. You know what I'm saying? But fuck that, all that. You know what I mean? She doing something totally different from what you on. And then y'all supposed to work that shit out. I mean, more power to the people who do. But shit, I won't do that shit. We gotta be in the same lane or something. Fuck that.
Okay, so think about it. Think about it like this. Let's go back to what Merv said earlier. Merv was like, yo, Shorty was like, she wanted, some intimacy. She wanted him to hold her and, all that good shit, right?
Okay.
So with that was her growth, right? That was her way of growing in the relationship, correct? Yes, no, maybe so. Fuck no. Like
so all right.
I mean, it was never mind. Go ahead.
I feel like you all right, so that may be true in some cases.
Yo, these comments are crazy, man.
Some cases it's growth, some cases it's a motherfucking weapon. Like, okay, let's be honest. Let's be fucking honest. Women know how powerful their pussy is. They know
facts, that. Jackson, perfect score, facts.
But y'all not listening. It is true. Everything you're saying is true. But the reason why it is powerful and the reason why it is being withheld as a weapon is because they don't see it that way. That's all I'm trying to get y'all. They don't see it. They don't see sex as a weapon because they don't view sex the way we view sex.
So Merv, wait a minute, Merv. Let me ask you.
Why they withholding it then?
Yo, wait a minute. Let me ask you a question. You saying that you and the chick y'all started out just whamming, and then now she wants you to be like hold me and hug me and all this other shit?
Exactly.
Oh man, you know what I mean? She done changed it up on you. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't never did that shit before. Like
I want to make. Hey, let me make note of something. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but Mark said I might want to hit her and then give her back to the streets. That shit was funny as fuck to me. I'm sorry. Hey, that shit was fucking hilarious.
Yo, I'm finna put Sean in the solo screen, so maybe he can bring some sensibility to this conversation right now.
Good
dialogue.
Yo, Mark is crazy. Now I think, like, honestly, man, like everybody has a point, but here's the thing, man. At the end of the day, and you guys get to think about this, like if you go a long time without intimacy or without having sex, does your mood change? Does her mood change?
Hell yeah.
Right? Yeah, you be all grouchy and shit, acting stupid. You know what I mean?
Hey, let me tell you, you be hey Sean, you be grouchy, acting stupid.
You right, D. You right. You can't do that shit.
Right.
You can't do it.
Hey, listen.
You know what I'm saying?
And then on top of that,
these comments are crazy. Like,
hey, listen. Hey, Sean, when you don't get it for a long time, two things happen. Two things happen, Sean. When you don't get it for a long time, one, yes, you get moody, you get angry, you get hangry. And the second thing, nigga, when the wind blow, your dick get on hard.
Wait a minute. Don't forget the third thing. Wait a minute. The third thing is probably if you don't get something for a long time, you probably become a serial killer or some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, this is why you can't do that, man. Get some. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Drake, Yo, people be getting beat up out there over that stuff, man.
I'm like, man, everybody got $40, man. If you ain't getting none, yo, just have 40 in your hand.
Mark, chill,
Get some.
Yo, Mark is crazy, man.
Yo, Mark, you wildin', yo.
Yo, but real talk though, like if
hold on.
So let me ask
Sean,
you,
Sean.
yo.
So I'm gonna say something, and y'all bear with me. So somebody just posted that most men can't give the woman an orgasm.
Yo, who is
the last comment? So that was the last comment. But here's the thing. What?
No, I'm asking who is Lima. She said I never heard that before. Wendy blowjobs. That's what Murphy getting.
Whoa!
Yo, that is easy. Yo, Dre, post that. Murphy getting Wendy blowjobs out here. Yo,
y'all never heard of that? That must be some Philadelphia shit. Hey, Mark, what the fuck is that?
That's original.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
But somebody commented saying that
you're hanging out the window of your car in the other car. I don't know what that is.
Most guys give us an orgasm, so we start hating y'all, and there's no point to have sex.
No, you fucking wrong, motherfuckers. I'm gonna tell you that right now, Jackson Perfect. So you fucking with the wrong motherfuckers if that's the case.
All right, so that now I will, in woman defense, and to piggyback off what Dre said, you do have some guys that's selfish, and they're gonna tell you we start at the same time, so you better hurry and get yours, because as soon as I get mine, I'm out. You got some niggas like that. All they care about is their nut. They don't care about trying to find out the spot, the woman's body. Rather trying to find out if she's an innie or an outie, because that matters. When I say innie or outie,
we got it.
Bro, this is not sex education.
Don't explain. Just keep on. No explanation needed.
You just want to explain it. When I see innie and outie, you want to explain it.
Just keep going. We don't need no explanation.
Yeah.
So my question. So Dre, I got a question for you. Like, so do you think that if the sex is whack, right, on the man's part, do you think that's the reason why Shorty's like, I don't want to do this anymore because it's not even appealing to me? But if you are in a committed relationship,
how the fuck I know?
Hey, that's a good answer. That's a good answer.
Nigga.
So,
he trying to set you up, man. That's a good answer.
Yeah, but so Stacks, with you being the elder of the group, we know you got to pick and choose when you can do whatever, because you may not get that erection like you want to. So for you being an elder, do you think that as relationship progresses, do you think that the lady, like if it's your spouse or a long-term girlfriend, you think it's hard for them to tell the man that, look, it's not working, like the sex is not good? Now again, you're in a marriage, right? Or you're in a long-term relationship. Do you think it's difficult for the man or the woman to say, damn, this shit is kind of whack now? You know what I mean? Like,
why the fuck would you get in a long-term relationship with somebody that don't please?
No, I'm saying over time. I'm saying over time. Like,
so it started off good and then it becomes
thank you,
Stacks.
Like, since you want to answer the fucking question he asked me.
Is that what it is? Hey, Sean, is that what you're saying? Like, yo, it started off good, then it's whack like over time?
Yo,
it started off good.
Yo, if check this out. If a woman is seeing if it's good when it started and it turns whack, that means that woman is emotionally detached from you.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right.
If it was good and then it turned whack, that mean she's emotionally closed off from you first and foremost.
Right.
And that makes the sex whack for him. That goes back to Dre point. We trying to get a nut. Sex is emotional. Now, I do know some women that be acting like straight up dudes when it comes to sex, to be perfectly honest. I don't put that out there.
There's some them fools out there.
But you got that emotional aspect. If you're in a long-term relationship and it becomes whack in a long-term relationship or a marriage, that's emotions from woman aspect. She's emotionally done with you.
Right. So it goes back to, like I said earlier, like, so for the women out there, if a man is throwing you off, right, whether it's his style, whether it's like if you got a man who wear big shoes and he wear like a size 9 and the shoes are always untied, just simple shit like that, right? Does that throw you off mentally? Where you're looking at his whole disposition, you're looking at his demeanor, and it doesn't reap confidence? Does that throw you off? Because again, when you're courting, you're wearing your best clothes, right? For the most part.
Hey man, what you're not gonna do is throw subliminal shots at my PD. All right, leave my PD out here.
No, listen. But listen, what I'm saying. Stay focused. What I'm saying. Like, in a courting phase, you're dressing fly. You're putting on your best. You have your when they see you, you got your best haircut.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Think about it. You got your best lineup. You got your best hairstyle. You killing it. Like Merv. But you probably been courting, you being a capper, you probably had the finest linen on. The finest linen that Georgetown can produce. You was probably
watch it out.
After a certain period, I'm just saying, I'm keeping it funky right now. So after a certain time, when you're in a committed relationship, some of that kind of those layers come off because now you're not wearing the finest linen. Your shape up is.
Hey, Dre, what's the last question?
Wait, no. I think no. What Jackson say? Yo, he's everything on the list. Whack in bed. Hey Jackson, you gonna find that out after the first time, then send them back to the streets. That's all. You know what I mean? Yeah. That boy whack. You know what I mean? For real. Get up out of here. That's all you got to do right there.
Yo,
don't let it turn into no long-term relationship and no bullshit. Because all you gonna do is be mad the rest of the time.
Yo, Mark Wilder, man.
It's gonna be whack. You know what I mean? For real. Get rid of it. Right
but
there.
Mark, that's what I'm saying. Like in the beginning, you're giving the best that you got. Like, let's keep it going.
Hey, Sean.
Yo.
Hey, Sean.
All right, I get what you're saying.
So somebody said if they whack in bed, we stay with them because we love them. So if they whack in bed and you stay with them because you love him, like, could you still be happy?
Because women don't care about sex. I've been saying it since we started. Women don't care about sex. We do.
That's not 100% true.
Hey, yo.
Time out. All right, so
are you gonna stay with some whack box?
What?
Is the whack?
Stay with some whack box?
Yeah. Are you gonna stay with some whack box?
No.
Okay, then, you know what I'm saying? But you find that out in the beginning, though. You know?
But
so you see the difference? You see how the women are already saying that they can do it. If you whack, like, that's fine. You got everything else that I need in a man, so that's okay. But off the rip, or you're saying no.
Hey, yo, Dre, I know women that's gonna stay with that man, but they definitely gonna be getting it on the side. Trust.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
but y'all won't talk about that though.
Y'all mean you drop off at work? You know what I mean? Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, you gonna be dropping off at work thinking everything cool and it ain't. Trust me. Go down at work.
Somebody get Mark and Lima up out of here, man.
Hey, yo, man. Hey, yo, Mark out of bounds tonight, yo.
But that's the thing. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
how the fuck can you unwhack?
Yo, Dre, post the other one. That's sad balls.
Sad balls. You know what I mean? And you love her. You better listen to her and see what you got to say, so you can do that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how you unwhack. I guess. I don't know.
Take it back to the excellence. Take it back to like the courting days. The courting days, you're giving your best. You're giving your best performance. You know what I mean? It's like you performing like MJ on the court in the courting days. There gonna be days you're not going to be able to perform like MJ. You're gonna perform like Bill Cartwright. You know what I mean? So how do you get over that loop? Like there are times I'm like, yo, you got me tonight. I'm not gonna front.
You gotta keep it fresh, man. You gotta start doing different shit, man, and just keeping it fresh, man. Because especially in the case of a long-term relationship, you just gotta keep doing shit to spice it up and shit like that. Different shit. Sex in public, sex in the car, all kind of crazy shit.
So you gotta ask your lady when they go. And so you gotta ask your lady when they go to a sex club.
Hold on, Merv. That's a bit much. That's a fucking
Merv special right there, dog. You know what I'm saying?
What's the name of that fucking movie? I don't know what the fuck, Merv, but the movie with eyes wide. You on some eyes wide shut type of shit, man. No, chill.
What? You just say you gotta keep it funky, you gotta keep it spicy.
A sex nigga, we ain't talking about orgies and shit. Like you talking about sex club?
Nah.
Really? That what we doing now?
No.
Oh
no,
shit on TT. You that's how you. I didn't know you was giving it up like that. Okay.
I don't listen.
Okay,
I don't
man,
listen.
I ain't judging.
I don't think this is what we intended. What the hell is going? I don't even know what I came back into.
Hey, run that shit though. Run it back.
No, we're not gonna run it back. We're gonna let y'all go.
Jeez. Sex club shit.
Hey,
That's some.
you gotta keep it spicy.
That's some Mark stuff right there.
Yeah,
Mark
that's a bit. Yeah.
Nah,
Mark trying to send motherfuckers back to the streets and shit for a do-over and shit, man. I don't know what the fuck going on, man.
I mean, I don't know about the sex club. I know about the washy, but I don't know about the
Washy.
What the fuck?
What is the washy?
Yo,
Hey,
So-
this nigga's on one
you know
tonight.
what? Hey, so that means all right. So the last person just commented.
See the B in the building.
So the last person just comment. That means that she comes through. She's the clitoris. She's sexually satisfied to her clitoris.
okay.
Shit, that came out of fucking nowhere.
I thought the topic was about. Never mind. Go ahead. Yeah.
Hey, yo, Dre, that shit
Hey,
came out of
stop.
fucking nowhere.
It's sex
Yeah.
club.
that came out of nowhere.
You know what I mean? And Merv is just saying that's how you know, some people might have to spice it up like that. You know what I'm saying? So they might have
Mark,
to go with sex club.
Mark, there's a couple people in the comments want to know what the fuck is
Watchy
washy.
is, bruh.
Oh man, listen, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I don't mean to
I
be
want to hear this too. I want to hear this.
be discriminatory at all, right? You know what I'm saying? But you like y'all seen Rush Hour 2, you know what I'm saying, when they open up the joint and it's all them kind of like Asian women and all that, you know what I'm saying? But it could be like women in different races or whatever, right? But anytime one of my homies, you know, get like released from jail or whatever, right? You know what I mean? You go pick them up, you take them right there. You take them right there before you take them to see his mama. You know what I'm saying? Or you get some because he's been locked up. You know what I mean?
Also, like some red light district type shit overseas and shit like that.
Oh,
Okay.
washy.
Yeah, you know, and then
Oh,
you
so
take 'em
happy
right
ending.
there. You know what I mean? Like, you pay the madam, you know what I mean? For madam, like whatever she starts to pay her, you know what I'm saying? And then you go get his joint off, and then you know what I'm saying? He chilling, he relaxed.
Hey, yo, Sean, in my Philly voice, bull wildin'.
Yo, Marcus.
He drove.
Mark is nasty, man. Mark, you need to like.
If your man's did 10 years, man, he got to get some. He ain't had none in 10 years, yo. That's a long time. You know what I'm saying? I gotta take him there.
Yo, what up? Yo, I bet Mark be shooting the club up in tricks, man.
All day long, man.
Whoa, no, not Mark. The other Bulls. Mark don't shoot the club up. It's the other Bulls.
I'm the bail guys out guy. You know what I mean?
No, I'm not talking about that kind of shooting the club up.
We ain't talking about shooting. We ain't talking about that shooting the club up.
The other shoot 'em up. Shit. In my day, yeah. You know what I mean? In my day, you know what I'm saying? You know. I like, man, I'm a little more calm now, you know.
Hey, this whole fucking pod is out of control, man.
Yo, calm down,
crazy.
Yo, let me reel this shit back in, bro.
Yeah, we gotta bring it back in. Yo, but I guess my question, we got a lot of ladies commenting right now. I guess my question for the ladies is, how do you handle a dude that's fall off? You know what I mean? Sex game was great in the beginning. How do you handle a dude that's fall off? You know what I mean? Who fell off? Like if he's not pleasing you sexually or mentally, but there is still love there, does that compromise the relationship? You know what I mean? Because Merv, you brought a point earlier, man. Like you were saying how, for the first time you heard no. You said the juices weren't flowing and you heard no. You know what I mean? So how do you get those things back on the rail? How do you get things back on track?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because let me tell you. So,
what I mean by somebody asked a question, what I mean by Jay, you got to get these questions up, man. Shit, you need help.
Man, we can't. No, hey, first off, what we not finna do is that shit. Okay. But goddamn, ain't no point in bringing up no fucking questions and we ain't even answer the question that you trying to ask.
Somebody
the fuck? Oh, dumbass!
Community dick, man.
Whoa, yeah.
Yo, Mark,
Like I said, in my day, man. Yep, I'm not on that type of time no more, but I was. You know what I mean?
Mark be on the corner like pss, pss. Like, yo.
Hey, y'all remember that story where Mark had Eve on the block?
No, that's what you're not going to do, boy. You're not going to do that. You know what I mean? For cool as shit. You know what I'm saying? No.
Hey, but listen, man. But here's the thing, right? Here's another thing, man. And this goes both ways. All right. So what you did to get her or him, you got to do that plus more to keep them. You know what I'm saying? And that works both ways.
You think so?
Sex tonight. So you can't give him candy when y'all just casually dating, and then when y'all get engaged or get married or get in a serious relationship, take the fucking candy away. Like, that's fucking crazy. It's almost like you telling that motherfucker to go out in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So the last serious relationship I was in, I told her, I was like, yo, I got more pussy when I was single. That's
wow. Damn.
That probably didn't help though. Yeah.
Not at all.
I mean,
I'm like, hey, Merc, I feel you. I'm like, it might not help right in that situation, but I feel you on that though. You know what I'm saying?
Of course you do, Mark. Of course you do.
And ladies, sometimes you gotta let these dudes know, you know, what it is and who you are. Sometimes you gotta let them know, like, yo, man, I ain't for the fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let them know. For real.
Mark, your stock was high when we started. I feel like your shit is plummeting though. I thought we made a love connection for your ass and shit, and then I think you just throwing that shit out the window now, man.
Dre, since then they already decided that he's for the streets. Somebody commented that Mark is definitely for the streets.
Mark is the man. Mark is the man of the streets, man. That's what
travels of life, man. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But seriously though, I'm gonna say like this: if you with somebody, right, and it's just like I'm gonna go back to your question, Sean, when you just like, yo, everything started out thorough, right? Everything, you know, was bomb, right? And then it's just like you with somebody after a while, it gets complacent or whatever. How do you get that swag back? And I'm just like, yo, you know, if you love that person, they love you. Y'all can get that shit back.
Work it out, yep.
You gotta work that shit. It ain't gonna just happen. I'm like, shit, you know, the shit ain't going to just happen. You got to really work that shit. Like, yo, what was I doing in the beginning where everything, you know, like, yo, I was the man with it. Now I'm just whatever.
Hey,
like,
it's a two-way thing, though, man. It's always a two-way thing, man. So many times you get to a realm where, oh, the man got to do this, the man got to do this. It's a two-way thing.
Whoa.
yo, Mark.
Damn, Mark for the streets now, officially.
Back on your list, just like Tariq back on your list for power.
Hey, Dre, let's wheel this back in a little bit. Dre, post the next two pictures one at a time.
Yes, sir. Anything else you need?
No.
Damn.
No.
Fuck, man. Y'all motherfuckers out here like I'm a goddamn a slave or some shit.
You the producer.
You the producer.
All right, so if y'all look at this right here, this talks about it's three categories. All right, it's fluctuating frequency, the percentage of people who've experienced sex frequency changes by demographics. All right, one category it has decreased, or it's remained the same, or it has increased. 6 months or less, 70% says sex decreased. 59% says remain the same. 24% says it increased. Now, when we look at in a relationship longer than 6 months, 57% says the sex decreased. 34% says it remained the same. Only 9% says it increased. All right, now let's go by gender. All right, so 6 months or less, 49% says it has decreased. For men, we're talking about men, 6 months or less, and after 6 months. Men-wise, 49% says it has decreased. 40% says 11% says increase. Women.
All right, we got the chart. We see it.
Yeah, your sound getting fucked up, bro.
All right. Now go to the next one.
Shit, we doing the tutorial?
Hey, man, I got
I'm pulling my stats, nigga. I got
Some fucking TED, bro. Hey, this motherfucker doing a TED talk.
Yeah, this nigga. Yeah, shit.
Listen, at the end of the day, all you got to do in order to stop the intimacy from leaving, just make sure you do something special for your lady, at least goddamn on twice a month. Whether you just take her somewhere, man, y'all could be in the same city. Go to the same city, get her a goddamn get her a dang on hotel room, chill out. Don't make it about the sex. Everything will be all right, man.
Twice a month.
Dre got point, man. Dre got point with that.
Murph, were those stats of white people?
No, nigga.
Oh. I was just asking, man.
It's everybody.
I was just asking.
White people.
It's a combination.
It's Americans. It's Americans.
Okay.
Are you American? Are you American? Are you American?
In the literal
Then you included in that shit.
Whoa! I'm just asking a question.
Man.
I just answered it.
Okay. So with those stats, like, do you think that that's based on just the relationship of? Is that more so marriage and
no? It says relationships. No,
okay.
They don't even say marriage. That has nothing to do with marriage. Relationship.
Okay.
Nothing to do with marriage.
So
long-term, just serious relationship.
So
stand over a relationship.
Okay, so I know you. You are very creative when it comes to things. If y'all don't know, Murph, if you don't mind, I want to share. Murph planned his entire wedding, like from the beginning to the end, and everything in between. So Murph goes an extra mile in his relationship when it comes down in his previous relationships when it comes down to trying to make his woman feel the right way. And he, again, I don't know how he was able to do it, but he planned the entire wedding. So Murph, for you, do you feel like your creativity, do you think that also got taken advantage of? Like she was like, yeah, he'll do anything for me to keep me. Do you think that kind of got into a situation where she
can't wait to hear this shit.
Kindness for weakness in your relationship?
I can't wait to hear this shit. Go ahead, Murph.
Because you are
hey, absolutely. So now I'm gonna say something.
Asian people don't.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna say something, and so I spoiled the motherfucker.
Okay.
I spoiled the motherfucker, and no, not anymore. That's past my previous life. Previous life. Hey, you see this? You see this goddamn hand? There's nothing on it.
That means nothing. That means absolutely nothing, man.
Hey, Stacks. Nobody talking to you. I'm talking to my audience.
Oh, my bad, bro. Right now. My bad.
All right.
Continue.
So yeah, hey, Sean. Yeah, took advantage of the kindness. Took advantage of me being the type of nigga that try to uplift whoever I'm with, and I spoiled her, and yeah, took advantage of that shit. But yeah, that's in the past. But yeah, I agree. To answer your question.
So, do you think that?
What the fuck is a water sign in Lima?
No, that means like your sign, man.
I'm a Libra.
You're a Libra.
My bad. I'm a Libra. October. I'm October, baby. I'm a Libra.
So let me ask y'all this. So at the same time, so Merv did everything that most women would say, like, this is what I want. You know, I got a man that can actually plan a wedding, you know what I mean, in-house. He ain't got to get a wedding plan or whatever. He got the colors picked out. He do this, he do that. But at the same time, you have other women who got that dirtbag ass dude that just, he ain't shit, right? But he laying it down. You know what I mean? He's giving, you know, he's giving her the D for real. You know what I mean? So is that different?
I don't know. I think like females, like that might be all she expected certain dudes, like, yo, man, just lay it down. That's all I expected you. I don't expect nothing else. So her expectations for him is low, and she probably do whatever she want to do anyway. Yeah. So it's just like, man, but for Merv, in his situation, her expectations was high as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, not only like, so Merv doing his thing, he's already doing his thing. He's trying to, be the best he can be, and then she just throwing some more shit and more hurdles at him. Like, damn,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
what
that's a good ass point.
That's a good point.
That's a good ass point, Mark.
And decreasing the sex.
Right.
And all kind of reasons to say no.
Right. So Stacks. So Stacks.
I mean, it's good that you got out of that, because I'm just like, man, you can meet a female and she could be cool, but then all of a sudden, you doing this nice shit for her, right? And women go through the same thing where they're doing nice shit for a guy, and then that person becomes just ungrateful as hell. Just, yo, we expect you to do this, and we're doing very little in return to, to earn or deserve this, right?
Right.
So I'm just like, yeah, if you find yourself caught in a situation like that, you know what I mean? You got to bounce. And it might be hard because you might have love for or whatever, or love for him. But if you don't feel respect,
Ingrid, that is absolutely right.
That, you got to go. You got to remove yourself from that type of situation. That's just bad for your health.
So there's a go back to the beginning, right? Like when you're looking for, and even for women, when you're looking for that person, right? And I know we're talking about how it changes in the sex, the sex category as well. Mm-hmm. But do you see those signs during the courting time that you just ignore because you're so enamored by the sex, you're so enamored by the relationship? Do you ignore those signs? You probably seen them.
Everybody once. Everybody's ignored some signs before.
Hey, that's a age thing, to be perfectly honest with you. As you get older, I think you start to appreciate different things. Now, when you're really young, you in your 19s, your early 20s, you ain't gonna give a fuck. Matter of fact, you're drawn toward those toxic females that's slashing your tires and busting out your windows and shit like that. You're drawn to shit like that. But once you get older, you start wanting more. You start seeing better, so you want better. Right.
Yeah. So Dre, with you, you being like a very difficult person that anybody can probably connect to and any kind of relationship with, difficult to talk to.
Why?
To even manage. Like, how do you keep things going for your significant other?
Curse his ass out first and foremost, Dre. Please do that first. He deserve it.
No, because last time I cussed him out, you remember he cried about, man, yo, my wig's on here. You can't do that and shit. So I'm not going to do that out of respect for her, because I like her. She's very cool.
Wait till the AAR.
Just answer the question, man. So
I don't think I'm a difficult person to deal with. So I feel like I'm the most sensitive person that's on this panel.
Oh my God! What?
So listen, sensitivity has different levels. So I'm not sensitive with you all because I don't give a fuck about y'all. Like,
wow.
But with my lady, because I care about her, and I want her to make sure that she knows if I'm not happy, and I want her to tell me the same thing. I try to always be 100% honest with her.
Wow.
Try to make sure there's always an open line of communication with her. And I know, but I have studied myself, so I know what my love language is. My love language is touch. So
you like
no, it not necessarily I have to be touched, but she knows that I gotta smack that ass. She know I gotta rub them thighs. You know what I'm saying?
You on the same shit I'm on, Dre. You
so
on the same
it don't matter. She could be in the kitchen, just cooking, or she just walk by me. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna smack her ass, like, because
Dre, me and you the same motherfucker, man.
So no, we're not the same motherfucker. I won't tell the people what you did to your wife, but anyway.
Dirty, man.
But nah, I feel like I do. When I say I'm the most sensitive in this group, it definitely is because I take the time to understand and know her.
Nobody else does.
What, nigga?
Got it.
Yo, Dre, cut it out.
Yes, love language. And she's right. Love language is very important. And I think that's the key. I really think everybody really should look at that. And
hey, Dre, all of us know about that. All of us know about that, okay?
But it's not about knowing about it. See, that's the difference. It's not necessarily about knowing about the book.
Yeah,
everybody can know about the book.
Tonight,
but are you going to read the book and you're going to internalize the book? Because when you internalize the book, you stop trying. Because what I used to do is I used to try to love women the way I wanted to be loved. You know what I'm saying? And you can't do that. And that is the biggest faction about the book is you can't love people the way you want to be loved. You got to love them the way they want to be loved. Now, if the way they want to be loved doesn't suit you, that means it's time for you to move on.
Absolutely. You know, she gotta be worth it. You know what I mean? For you to love her in that way. She gotta be worth it. And the same thing goes, you know, for a woman loving a man. Like, listen, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he worth it, yeah, you know, but if he ain't worth it, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? No.
Right.
I'm out.
So for the record, Dre, I'm an asshole with y'all, but motherfuckers that really know me, I'm a hopeless romantic. So yeah. Y'all just see the asshole. Y'all just see the assholeness of me.
But do you think?
I ain't about to clean myself to Dre, man.
Do you think being a hopeless romantic though? I think sometimes that hinders it because you're looking for something that's perfect. And
no.
I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying a hopeless romantic in general. They're normally looking for something that's perfect, and they want to always be, you know, in love. Whereas I think when it comes to a relationship, you can't be in love all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's going to be times where the woman is in love, and there's going to be times where the man, like, man, I ain't fucking with this motherfucker right now. And then it's going to be vice versa. The man is going to be deeply in love, and the woman going to be like, man, if this motherfucker don't go get out my goddamn face, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So that's what I personally
toxic.
think. That's not toxic. That's true. So
it
you and your wife are always in love with each other 100%. I don't believe it. Sometimes she might be 60 and you might be 80, but it's never 100% all the time.
So I know
I didn't say love. I said in love.
Yeah, there's a difference. There's a difference between in love and loving somebody. So I agree with you.
Absolutely.
I think in love kind of goes up. The love maintains, but in love goes up and down. But like just to piggyback off what you said, I'm a hopeless romantic and I'm a giver. You know what I'm saying? So I will channel and will pay attention to see what pleases the lady that I'm dealing with, and whatever pleases her, that's what I try to do in every aspect, just like sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, my favorite position is whatever my lady favorite position.
Well, hold on, chill. We don't need to know all that. We don't need to know all that shit.
What is a $10 special?
Yeah, I don't know. I want to know what the hell the $10 special is too.
Because Melinda was in Chicago last weekend, right?
I don't know what that is.
Yo.
Man.
Yo, but I do have a question though. Like, and this is a real question because I want y'all to think about this. Like, where did you learn how to love? Like, if
the Cosby Show?
Like if you grew up in a household of with your mother and your father, right? And you saw them love each other, then you inherited that feeling, or you grew up in a household where your mother and father was always at odds. You know what I mean? And I say that because I've always felt like this, and it's no excuse. I think that sometimes we inherit the emotions of our parents based on what we saw growing up. You know what I mean? Like Stacks, you got an older kid.
There's some truth to that.
You know what I mean? Like my mother is really gully, right? I used to see her beat the brakes off my stepfather, like beat him up. You know what I mean? Like he would never touch her back. So I was like, I don't know what emotions feel like. You know what I'm saying? And conversely, I never grew up in a household with my biological father, but
Cosby Show.
He was in.
Quit saying that shit.
No, we got you.
Like, nigga.
He was in some really toxic relationships. But I learned, and I'm kind of going back to Merv. I didn't learn it from Cosby Show, but I learned a relationship through the Martin Show, through Martin and Gina, and seeing how they interacted. And also, although it was a show, it was a lot of acting, but it was like the fact that they had so much chemistry on camera, laughing with each other, just being able to have those moments in those shows. I was able to learn love through that outlet. You know what I mean? So I guess my question for y'all is, as
I guess I'm fucked up.
You
didn't know. Hold on, you didn't know that before this pod?
Because I learned through trial and error. Like,
that's why you fail several times. I'm sure Mark learned from Miami Vice.
Nah, man. Let me answer your question. First thing, like I learned from my parents. Like, they was married, for 40 years before my dad had passed away. So I kind of seen what true love was, right? And they used to really ride out for each other, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of like us against the world type of thing. So when I seen, when I dealt with a chick and it's just like, yo, I think she moving a little funny. You know what I mean? Yo, I gotta get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, yo, you not with this program we trying to be on, yo. Like, I can't
T.T. Wilder
rock with you like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, man, even when somebody's opposite of you, right? It's not so much like opposite in what they like and stuff like that. It's opposite in how they move. Like, yo, you know what I mean? You folding under pressure, babe. Like, nah, we can't rock. We can't rock like that at all. Like, cause my mom ain't never folded under no pressure, man. You know what I'm saying? My pop rocked out. You know what I mean? And they rocked out for their kids. You know what I mean? To make sure we cool. I mean, my mom the same person that beat up one of my teachers before. Like, so, you know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Like, yo,
that's what's up, Peanut.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's how you want it. Like, yo, you gonna ride out for him.
But that's the point I make. Like, we talk about black love, right? We talk about black love and we talk about intimacy, etc. That's just like generational, right? Because we talked about this in a couple of shows ago. We talking about generation, right? We talking about the new kids or whatever. They out here doing some freak shit, messing the game up. But you talk about generational black love, you go back and for the most part, the black family had to be really tight, right? So you learn a different type of love because the family was really tight knit. Like the mother and father was like, your father was normally the heavy hand. In some cases, mother was more the light hand. So you had like that generational love right there. And because, like Dre mentioned, he learned through trial and error. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, we learned through trial and error. We got our generation, because most of us are like in our late 30s, early, hitting 40, right? So our generation, we learned a lot of our love through some of those movies. Merv Love. That's one of Merv's movies. Love Jones, right? One of Merv's favorite movies.
Yeah, absolutely. Favorite romance movie.
Merv has quoted quotes out of that movie to females he was dating. You know what I mean? Because that's how he learned how to pull them. You know what I mean? Mark loves, hood movies. You know what I mean? So certain things he was able to gravitate to build his character on how to love someone. Again, like I go back to Martin. That show to me was synonymous to my relationship. Not saying that my mother did not show me what love was. She showed me a different type of love. She showed me how a man is supposed to provide for a woman, right? Your mom is not going to tell you how to have sex with a lady. That's not going to happen. Your dad may get crazy and get nasty with you and say some crazy stuff, but you learn that stuff from movies. You learn that stuff from trial and error. You learn that from music. You know what I mean? So I say all that to say this. Like, if we really start peeling everything back and talk about where you learn how to love someone, and you start realizing the wells of knowledge that you got it from, that probably was the reason why either it was succeeded or it failed, because we were trying to emulate a character on a show. We're trying to emulate music that we not really connected to. We're trying to grab different things to make that relationship work, if that makes sense.
Hey, yo, Sean, what Dre said was really deep. Trial and error. That shit sounded, the way he said it sounded funny, but it's so profound simply because there's levels to this shit. I mean, sometimes you go through certain relationships thinking you're in love until you find that one that's undeniable, that you just light up like a fucking light bulb when that motherfucker come around. So that trial and error shit, Dre, I'm gonna give you your credit, because that kind of hit home.
Yo, it's like sympathy for Merv out there, man. like Merv is just taking some L's with relationships, man. That's his whole ploy. That's how he get you.
Glass Joe, that fucking like 1 in 99 and shit like
Right.
that.
Yo, Stacks. Murph be like, yo, I don't want to be hurt anymore. I don't want to be hurt anymore.
Yo, the Whitney Houston shit. I don't want to hurt anymore.
I don't want to hurt. I'm scared. Murph be like, I'm scared. I don't want to hurt anymore.
hey, no, Stacks. You talking about Marcus Graham or Boomerang?
Marcus Graham.
Yeah.
Hey, he holding sheets like this and shit after old girl leave and shit like that.
Murph be holding sheets. Murph be holding sheets like I don't want to hurt no more.
Man, with the $200 on the fucking nightstand and shit.
Right.
So.
Yo, but Dre, I don't want to blow your spot up, but can I share a story you shared with me one time? If you don't mind.
Absolutely not, because I don't know what the story is.
But Dre got me laughing one day, man, and it was like, he was like, man, sometimes, man, I don't even want it. Like I'm burnt out.
He proceeds to share the story.
Wait a minute, that wasn't me. That was y'all motherfuckers that said that shit last. This was last week when we was discussing the show. Don't put that shit on me, man.
And you was like, yo, sometimes I don't even want it because I'm burnt out. So I had to act like I'm sleeping. Like I'm like, yo, Dre said,
oh yeah, he did. And that's why I was like, so she slid it in.
Right.
I ain't in that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not.
Dre was like, I'm acting like I'm asleep, so she won't mess with me because I'm like,
he did
like,
say that, but hey, yo,
I don't got no more to give. And Merv was like, yeah, I remember that, so she just slid it on in. Like, slide what?
Hey, yo, we got to do something about Mark. He's totally out of control tonight.
I'm not.
I don't know where this came from.
I'm not in that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, listen, man.
Hey, Simplicity is every Wednesday 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is left.
Yo, fellas, I mean, hey, we at the last stretch, man. It's been a good show, man. A lot of engagement. Yo, Melinda, if that person
Melinda.
over, but listen, that person doesn't. I mean, Melinda, that person doesn't turn over. What happens to them? I mean, do they get the pause on them or like? Like,
do you throw them back to the streets? You know what happens.
Yo, man, quit saying that shit, man. That's just fucking hilarious.
Yo, Mark, do you throw them back to the barracks? I mean, what do you do with them? I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Hey, yo, Dre, remember all this shit when we do our fucking production call, man. Remember all this shit, man. These motherfuckers out of pocket.
Yo, I just hope
you muted.
I say I really have tears right now. I don't have nothing to say.
I just hope homie turn over, man. Because if he doesn't turn over, like it's gonna be a long night.
Yo.
Hope he doesn't turn over. It's gonna be a long night. Throw his ass back to the barracks. Go get him back in formation. Yeah, throw his ass in formation. Real shit.
Yo,
fellas, like, real talk. I hope my homie does. I hope he does well tonight, man. Because if he doesn't turn over, get his ass.
I'm gonna put the hoodie on that one, man. Yo.
Yo, fam is scared right now. Dre may try to prolong the pod right now. You guys talk about ice skating.
All right. So this is all I'm gonna say. Thanks everybody for joining in. I'm gonna give Merv some credit. I did not want to do this topic at all. I was telling my old lady, I was like, man, I don't want to do this shit. But I'm a team player, and it turned out to be pretty good. So salute to Merv. Whoa! See, listen. All right, so we just finna wrap it up.
My dude, all night, man.
We got. Make sure y'all tune in. Hey, listen. For those of you that are new, this is a weekly thing. We come on every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. This is when we come together and we do our thing. If you can't catch us live, you can always go back and check us out on Facebook. You can check us out on YouTube. You can check us out on Zingo TV, channel 199. I promise you, as soon as this is over, you can go over there and they probably rerunning something else that we've already done on Mondays. That's when Miss Sean and me, we step out there and we do the hip hop corner. This week, I want to pivot, Sean. I'm hate to do this live, but I know we said we're doing a 6-part city series, and I know we said we'll do Houston, but I think we should go to LA, but we'll talk about that later.
All right.
And then Tuesdays, that's when you got the Merv and Stack show. That's when they featuring Mark and Tina B as well. That's when they come on and they talk about power at the moment until the power series over. Then they'll get into they'll get back into their original bag. So we got a lot of things popping off. Oh, I'm sorry. I also forgot. We're also on the 1 Mile High Radio Network, and we're also on the 95 South Radio Network. So please check us out. We are on a couple different forums.
Yep. Cash App us at Sean80.
Stacks 0902. Stacks 0902. Remember that.
I'm kidding.
Have all donations.
Salute to the homies. Salute to Merv for this topic tonight. I did not know how this was going to go, but yo, we really appreciate the engagement. Follow us on Twitter. The guys on
podcast too.
Thank you, Mark. Follow us on Instagram. If there's anything that you all want us, any bag you all want us to get into, just to talk through, please inbox us or put it on our page. Just ask us or inbox us or whatever you want to do to let us know, hey, let's talk about this or talk about that. Let us know what you want the guys to come and talk about. We want to talk about things that's going to be entertaining to those of you who are watching. Those of you who want to hop on with us,
do that.
Please hop on with us. I want to give a special shout out to Tina B. Special shout out to Rebecca. We call her Becca. Shout out to those ladies for holding us down. It's the guys podcast, but we also got some ladies out there who are representing. And shout out to my man Stacks and Merv featuring Mark. Tuesday night had a great power episode with Tina B on there. We had some good fun on there, some good laughter. Dre and I held the hip hop corner down, in Atlanta this past week.
It was dope. It was dope. That was dope.
And tonight was great. I mean, we was all the way up to 20 views at one point, just tonight alone. And I can only imagine how many comments are being flowed in there. So again, none of this cannot happen with the support from all of you out there. We want you all to continue to rock with us, continue to grow with us. Give us some topics you want us to get into. Everything we're talking about is based on just our thoughts and our sights on things, right or wrong. And we want you all to be a part of that as well. The difference between our podcast and other podcasts is the fact that we want everybody who's rocking with us to be able to rock with us. And I'm talking about get on here, live with us, get on the show with us, talk your shit with us. We want you all to be a part of the podcast as a big family as we continue to grow. And yeah, let's make it happen. So, fellas, good show tonight.
Real good.
I'm about to go and get some water. Peace.
One.